Well, good morning and thanks for being here. My name is Don Kearney, Director of Parks and Recreation. Today's an exciting day for us as we get closer and closer to opening a facility that really the community's wanted for quite a number of years. As many of you know, through our long-range planning, the community told us that they wanted more year-round, publicly accessible indoor recreation options and amenities. This public feedback is further reinforced by looking at industry standards. It's recommended that a community of our size should have approximately 320,000 square feet of indoor rec space, and unfortunately, we only have about 20,000 square feet of public indoor rec space. And then the other thing is that as we compare ourselves to other peer cities, we lag significantly behind those peer cities as well as it relates to indoor rec square footage. So again, we're excited to be here for those reasons, and then also to share some updates on the Westside Recreation Center, or as many of you know today, the Sanford Wellness Center at T. Ellis. When the city takes over on January 1st, the facility will be essentially called the Westside Recreation Center. That is until we find a partner who would like to name this great facility for us that the community will continue to enjoy for decades to come. We've been working hard with Sanford to ensure a smooth transition for staff, current pass holders, and the overall community as we open this building to a broader audience with the opportunity for daily passes, tiered pricing, and additional recreation programming. One thing that we want to address is some of the feedback we've been hearing about this potentially not actually happening, that the city really isn't going to take over the Westside Rec Center. Some people are tying it back to the bond vote that we anticipate in November, but we want to be clear that this acquisition and operation of the facility as of January 1st is happening. It's not contingent on anything happening with the Aquatics and Recreation Bond that we'll be talking with the council later this year. Sanford has been an incredible partner through all this. Their staff across many departments, our staff across many departments have been great since we announced this back in April of this year. And our goal and our anticipation is that that partnership and that cooperation will continue through the end of this year. The city and Sanford both understand how important this facility is to its current staff and members, so we share the goal of making this as seamless as possible. Before we talk about some of the details of what you can expect with the Westside Rec Center, I want to invite Steve Young, President of Sanford Sports, to the podium. Steve?
Well, thank you, Don. Sanford Health has had the privilege of serving people on the west side of Sioux Falls in this space for over a decade. Thousands of people have come through these doors and they've left healthier and stronger, and to that's a huge point of pride for us at Sanford Health. There's a lot of people I want to sincerely thank for bringing us to this point today. Number one, first and foremost, is our members and our staff. Thank you for your patience in this. Thank you for your dedication. I know change is not easy, but to see people come in and out of this facility throughout this year and dedicate themselves to their own personal health and wellness and that of their colleagues has been very inspiring. I also want to thank Don, Brett, Jackie, and the rest of the City of Sioux Falls and City Council for their partnership, and more importantly, as Don alluded to, ensuring a smooth transition as we move from owning this building to turning this over into a city-owned rec center and wellness center. While this might be an end of an era for Sanford Health at this facility from a wellness standpoint, this does not change Sanford's devotion to health and wellness in this community. For example, we're going to continue to have physical therapy in this facility. That will remain over here right behind us. That will not be changed. We're excited about that. We still have our investments at the Sanford Sports Complex and all our academy programming and opportunities for the youth and families out there. And we're still heavily committed to our Oxbow location, where we have plans to reopen our pool and our locker rooms in late November. We also like to share some details about those changes to that building here in the coming weeks and months. And of course, members can still utilize this facility within the community. It's not like the city's taking this over and turning this into an office building. This is going to remain a staple on this side of town for health and wellness to continue in this great city and make this a very, very healthy place for our citizens to live, work, and play. And to that, we're very excited for the partnership we've created with the city in this project. I'd like to thank Jackie Nelson, the recreation manager. I'd like to invite her to come up and share a little bit more about what to expect.
Good morning. As Don and Steve both said, we're going to hope for a transition that is smooth. And so with that, we'd like to really thank everybody that helped get us to this point. Along with what Steve said, we'd like to thank the Sanford team, many of our city departments, our city council, and our park board. We're excited to share that we have hired 5 full-time employees for the Westside Recreation Center. Some of these roles are being filled by current facility members of the Sanford Wellness Center. We're happy they're on board to share their knowledge and the love for this facility and the people. Applications for part-time staff and instructors has opened today. We're looking forward for the individuals to lead, assist, and provide oversight with program, classes, and events. We're also looking for folks to focus on facility maintenance. Visit siouxfalls.gov/careers to apply starting today. Our goal on day 1 is to limit disruption and maintain consistent operations overall. This means that the facility will be familiar. The same fitness equipment, pool, locker rooms, and most of the amenities that current members have grown accustomed to appreciate won't be changing. We want to keep many of the programs and services and amenities the same to start as well. There are going to be a few changes, however, under the city ownership that will begin January 1st. First, as we worked alongside a city council and park board to make the space accessible and inclusive, we worked with a work group and developed a tiered pricing structure for this facility. In August, the city council approved a structure with more options. It offers daily, monthly, yearly memberships with the goal of making this facility accessible for the entire community. Discounted rates are available for children, adults, seniors, veterans, families, and qualifying individuals. For more details about the pricing and the eligibility criteria, you can also visit siouxfalls.gov/Westside. Starting January 1st, towel service will be discontinued. This decision was made to streamline operations. We do ask the community to bring their own towels when visiting. For those that are the first to sign up for a new monthly or annual pass for the Westside Recreation Center, they will receive a complimentary towel. Another change within the city ownership starting January 1st would be drop-in Child Watch, which is also known as Kid Zone. Kid Zone will no longer be available January 1st. Instead, Parks and Rec staff will provide scheduled programming opportunities for kids and family in that space. We envision programs such as pizza and paint nights, stay and play family time, family movie nights, maybe kids crafts or craft zone, along with maybe bringing back our Storyland Children's Theater in the indoors, which is something we typically have only been able to do outdoors in the summer. We also plan to bring in special holiday themed events as well. Another change under city ownership is we're bringing back Sunday hours. The facility will be open Sundays at 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. starting on January of 2025. Facility hours Monday through Saturday will not change. Another reason we're looking forward to opening the city's first recreation center is the opportunity for more indoor programming year-round, such as aquatics, adult basketball and volleyball leagues, pickleball, and racquetball. With that, I'd now like to invite Don back up to discuss more of the key milestones on what's ahead with this transition.
Thanks, Jackie. As I mentioned, we're certainly excited to welcome the community to use this fantastic indoor space. We've had several people tour this facility and that haven't been in it before and are just amazed about what's offered here at this facility. As we move forward with the acquisition of this facility, again, we want to try to give you a picture and paint a picture of what you can expect leading up to January 1st. You'll continue to see the Sanford employees working and operating the facility as you do now, but you will also start to see a variety of city staff that will also be in the building. We will be training, we'll be learning from the Sanford employees that already operate this facility, but we'll also be transitioning the building space and making improvements so we're ready to go for the new year. Starting on November 12th, city staff will be available so existing Sanford members can learn more about operations under new ownership. And then starting in early December, you'll be able to sign up for a pass for the Westside Recreation Center. We aim to move current Sanford members who love this facility to our new payment system and encourage new people to enroll as well. The community will also start to see ads for the Westside Recreation Center to spread the word. As we know, many people like to use the new year to start fresh. We hope residents will use this facility to fulfill their fitness and social interaction needs with family and friends. In the coming months, you'll continue to hear more about our Parks and Recreation Department as we gear up to take over operations as it relates to this facility. Once we hire our part-time staff, a class schedule and event calendar will be available in December. These tools will help you plan your fitness and recreation activities. Our goal is, again, to keep as many of the classes offered today included in your pass. We also expect to host tournaments and leagues, as Jackie mentioned, and we'll also release more details on those when we have them in 2025. We do anticipate making some improvements to the facility. We plan to reconstruct the parking lot. We plan to do court resurfacing and several other improvements to the facilities. But we want to know initially, we want to know that we're just working on a seamless transition and to make sure that members and staff really transition into January really well, and people are well informed about what to expect. So during this transition, again, we're committed to a consistent experience for members and providing a warm and welcoming place for new members. Thank you for your time, and we'll be available for questions.
Is there a time between the transition where this will be closed, or is it going to be on the constant open schedule?
No, we will not be shutting down the facility. We will, again, make that a seamless transition, and we will be open for business on January 2nd. We're obviously not going to be open on the new year, but January 2nd we'll be up and running.
Don, do you have an idea how many members you need to hit your goals?
Yeah, like 2,200, I think, is our target, based on our pro forma that we have.
And what is it now? Do you know?
I think it's right at that number, right at 2,000.
Basically, maintaining membership.
Yeah.
Do you anticipate being able to grow that over time? I mean, that's up to suit, but.
Yeah, you know, obviously our rate structures are different than what is currently offered at the facility. In large part, they're more affordable, I guess is what I would say, and they're also discounted options for those that qualify for those passes. And so I'm not sure what those dynamics are going to be. Obviously, we worked with a consultant to put together those pro formas on how the facility would perform, but obviously until we get into it, they're just projections at this point.
How do people start signing up for memberships? Is that online, or do you have to come here?
Yes, you would be able to sign up online. That will be an option. There will be a requirement to actually sign some things when you actually first get to the facility for your first time. Our ideal situation is that it's as much of it as possible can be done online.
And it starts in November?
It would start in early December. We'll have staff here just being available to answer questions, but ultimately we have to stand up our new software system in order to be able to support the membership sales, and so we anticipate early December for that you'd be actually sign up.
Is the payment system different from anything else the city uses, or just incorporating it into?
We're just bringing on a new module. Obviously we don't have indoor rec centers now. We have a system. We just have to add a new module. We have to build it out so that it can support the different types of point of sales transactions that we're going to need. But it will be very similar: credit card, ACH, you want monthly withdrawal, whatever it might be, and so we'll have a variety of options that software will support.
Has the committee, the council agreed that the sort of transition committee changed anything from your perspective?
You know, really, the council is most actively involved in the rate setting, and so we had a committee of council members, park board members, city staff, finance team, where we actually presented those rates. And so they were very active involved, but they're not so much involved in actually, what kinds of programs and activities are offered. That's obviously, we have staff that are really good at that.
Could you explain more what exactly that Kid Zone program is, and it's being phased out and replaced with something else?
Yeah, right now, there's a fee-based program where you can drop your kids off at this facility where they can be watched by staff. As of January 1, we will discontinue that Kid Zone program. However, our staff will also be programming activities and programs that are geared towards those age groups that need supervision. So it's just a different approach to providing that service.
Is that like a daycare, or just when you're here to work out?
No, right now it's somewhat as a kind of a drop-in daycare for an hour and a half, I think is the limit that it's currently for, but this is really, our programming is really going to be more instructor-led, very specific. To Jackie's point, it could be arts and crafts, it could be movie and pizza nights, it could be a variety of different programs and activities that would be targeted for those age groups.
Are those activities parent-led, like parents have to be present, or are they only evening hours? Or are there drop-off available?
It would be a combination of both, and so you'd have to sign up for that program. So if there's an arts and craft program for 5 to 8-year-olds, you'd have to sign up in advance. We would be able to have your child in that program, and then you can pick up your child at that point. But we also anticipate at that age group often having parents participate with their children because of their particular ages.
And then the 5 staff members, is that all the full-time staff you'll need, or how many do you need total?
Yeah, ironically, it matches what's currently here, the 5 full-time staff members. And that's what we have for complement. 2 of them are maintenance related, and then 3 of them are recreation facility operations related. And then we'll have a host of part-time employees, just like we have at Midco Aquatic Center, where they help support maintenance activities, running recreation programs, leading activities, those kinds of things.
What is the official name? It's no longer Sanford Wellness, and after the official, when the ink's dry, contract. What do you call it?
It's the Westside Recreation Center.
You said that might be renamed once.
Well, we hope to be able to actually have court sponsorships, names, title naming rights on the building, very much like we've done at Midco, where the various different spaces are named. Midco has obviously the title naming rights sponsorship, but certainly plan to capitalize on as many public-private partnerships as we can.
So you're not going to take the signs down until you know it's Sanford's not going to give you money?
Well, we will be doing some work on signage, because we'll need to do that come January 1st, but hopefully those are temporary signs that we can come up with a new one with a donor that would really like to get their name out there. Other questions? Well, very good. Thanks for coming. Appreciate it.